Hello everyone, welcome to MakeTech 40. So today we will have a podcast and we are having a guest who is currently an Indian Engineering Service Officer and he has secured 156 out of 200 in ESC 2020 interview. He has also qualified BARC interview and couple of PSUs as well. He is Anupam Samantaray, an electrical engineer from NIT Rourkela. So, hello Anupam, welcome to MakeTech 40.
Thank you, Srishti.
We are happy to have you in this podcast. Anupam will be discussing about the interview experience you had so far, which will definitely help our viewers.
Sure, please.
So, Anupam, how many interviews you have appeared so far?
Around 10 to 12 interviews, starting from campus interview, then to PSUs, and then BRC interview, finally UPSC engineer service interview. And all of the interviews are technical interviews.
Yeah, nice. Then BARC interview is coming up recently. So, can you tell us how was your BARC interview, and that will be helpful for the present and the current scenario, as we are having our BARC interview, I think scheduled this month only.
Okay, so I have appeared for BRC interview, one in twice, one in 2016 and then 2019. I was rejected in 2016, but I got selected in 2019. And when I compare both of my performances, I say I can really see that BRC interview, what BRC interview exactly need from a candidate. In 2016, my interviews initially it was going very well, and I was able to also ask the
Okay.
cross questions that were asked by the panelist.
Yeah.
And but one mistake I committed from my side was I used to say I don't know if I happen to not know the answer. Means I was
Okay.
quite straightforward at that time.
Okay.
So which later I realized that this was not acceptable as a scientist. You are not allowed to. I'll say you are not allowed to say that or that I don't know. You have to find the answer anyway because you are appearing for a
Yes,
scientific officer in the
definitely.
government of India.
True.
So you can't say that I don't know. So I forgot that point. So that was a mistake from my side. So due to which I think I could not clear that interview because I used to give up so easily. So which I finally rectified my mistake in 2019.
Okay.
And 2019 also it was kind of a difficult interview because again a lot of cross questions from them, you have to explain everything.
Okay.
But I was asked to draw a very complicated graph from an electrical engineer which can only be done through a simulation. Means you
Okay.
cannot even draw their graph through a graph paper.
Okay.
But still I tried my best to show that yes, this graph will be like this and like that. So I think that part was might be very impressive, and along with that they also asked very number of practical questions which I kind of able to answer because of my job experience.
Okay.
So which was very satisfactory. Means the panel member was kind of satisfied with my answer. So that was another point in 2019 which I think which might have gave me a boost in that interview. And so that's all. But 2016 I did a mistake which I was not aware of.
Okay.
So I
So
wish
Anupam
nobody
will
would.
definitely come to that. As you said, you in 2016 you got rejected, but in 2019 you got selected because there is a different approach you implemented in 2019. I would say, like, you were not giving up on the questions they put before you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are
So
not allowed to give up the question at the just by looking at it. You have to try. After
okay.
trying, they will see how hard you try. If you are
Okay.
satisfied your effort also fetch your mark. You have to
Okay.
assume that your effort also fetch your mark, not the result, because
Okay.
science is like being a scientist works that way. I believe
Okay.
it's not all about result.
Okay, so that means you have to like approach, you have to approach the problem? Although if you got stuck somewhere, will they help? Like they will
Yes,
guide
yes,
you?
they will help you. They will guide you. But your approach is good. Or they will encourage you. Approach good. Little more you are, little
Okay.
more you think. They will tell such kind of what to motivate
Okay.
you. So
Nice.
it's one of a great experience if you put in that way.
That means they are on your side. I would say
Yes.
their interviewers are on the candidate side itself. They are only to help you. They will not reject you. It's based on a selection process, right?
Yes, it is selection process. There are
Hmm.
number of vacancies, and they have to fill up the vacancies with the most suitable candidates.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
their job,
Yeah.
and so they want to get they want to give, fill up the seats with the best possible candidate they could find. So
Okay.
they will obviously they will encourage everyone to give their best in the interview.
Yes.
So
Right.
it's their part.
So will they be like you have to what kind of questions? Like yeah, numerical or plotting graphs or
Yes, yes,
diagrams?
there will be numerical questions,
Mm-hmm.
and they will need you to draw the graphs
Yes.
and explain it. They will ask you to draw the schematic diagram of certain things and then explain on each every part. And
Mm-hmm.
they will again ask the cross question or some fundamental question: why is this, why is that, why not that way, why not this way.
Okay.
So many fundamental questions related
Uh-huh.
to that they might
Uh-huh.
ask. So fundamental should be very strong. You should know every why. It's like you have to, when you will be preparing for the BRC interview, you should also examine your answer. Why this way?
Okay.
That way only you can go to the root cause, and that thing they need to hear that you
That
you
would
really know the what is the reason behind this.
okay. That would we say it's why analysis while
Yes,
finding out the
sure,
root
sure.
causes, right?
Like that.
Okay. So it's kind of interesting, I would say, if your fundamentals are clear. So my advice will be that people you should brush up your fundamentals. Be prepared for lot of cross questions, as Anupam said, right?
Yes.
So you might be asked to explain each and every step of your approach, like of your problem solving strategy. So you should not give up that easily to get selected. So they will see how your your intellect, that is the, I think that is the criteria.
Yes, and be also prepare. Sometimes your entire interview only shall be based on only one question, and again that
Okay.
repeated question based on that might happen. So
Okay.
it's kind of sounds you might get fed up, but you should understand that maybe your entire interview process, one single question they put up before you, and
Okay.
that everything will follow.
Okay.
So you should be prepared that if you think that I will skip this question and the next question will be, but the next question again shall be
On
on that
that question.
subject.
Okay.
So it may backfire. You will never get rid of that easily.
So can you, if you don't know the answer, if you are saying that sir, I will not be able to tell the answer, then what will be like? Can a
Yes,
student?
but yes, after some suppose there is a fresh question after 2 3 cross question, 4 5 cross question. You are saying that's all I know. It may be acceptable. It is acceptable because you know, maybe they will know that you don't know that much. But at the just on the first question itself, you should not be saying I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very night of not a correct way to become a scientific officer, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
So after 3 4 5 cross question, if you say that that much I know or
Okay.
that much I am able to explain, it's fine. I
Okay.
believe. Obviously,
Okay.
you don't have any answer, then what you will say? But you have to be very think about it twice before you
Okay.
say such kind of thing.
Okay. So if the questions like will they give the option to say what are your favorite subjects, or they will
Yes,
ask
yes.
randomly?
In the beginning, they will ask to introduce yourself and maybe about your family member and how you have come to Mumbai, etc. They will ask this kind of
Okay,
question
icebreaker
to
questions, I
yes
would say.
so
Yes.
that you will feel relaxed. They will also be relaxed. They will be briefly explain the interview process,
Mm-hmm.
and also then after some time they will start to ask question, and they will ask your favorite subject, 4 to 5 favorite subject. That was asked to me both times.
They
I
would
was
they
asked,
say to you like 4 to 5 subjects or?
yes, please state your 4 to 5 subject.
Okay.
Means might be your favorite subject might not be their expertise or so whatever. That's
Okay.
why maybe they are taking 4 to 5 subjects. And
Okay.
if I correctly remember, there are 3 to 4 panel members
Okay.
in each panel.
Okay, so that's nice. So you have to say what are your favorite favorite subjects. Upon on that only they will ask. So you should find out which is your best area before
Yes,
referring.
yes, yes.
Right. So next, if we'll come to other questions for BRC, like is there any HR question? Will they ask why BRC, why you want to join? Such questions or any question you want to ask us? Will the panelists ask such kind of questions?
No, I was not asked any HR question like that. Why do you want to join BRC and all?
Okay.
But the has the introduction part, then followed by a technical interview, and then after 25-30 minutes, they will let you go.
Okay,
So
for 30 minutes
no other
around.
further questions. So usually my interview first time was of 30 minutes, and second
Okay.
time also it was 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Both the time was 30
Both the
minutes.
times. Okay. So it's up to your approach. What you realized in both these interviews that it's your approach while solving and never giving up approach that fetch you good score in the second. What would you say for as a concluded remark to our viewers? What would you say, Anupam?
Yes, definitely you should not give up easily, and whatever you say that must be based on some logic, and you should not be saying anything out of the blue that is not completely illogical thing or just waste time there because I have to no you have to
For the sake of saying something.
struggle with the we are struggling with the problem, so you are wasting time. This should not be happen. You should be
Okay.
doing something and that should be meaningful to the problem.
Okay.
Okay, and that's why you should be very clearly choose your favorite subject. If you don't know anything, then don't mention it as your favorite subject.
Okay.
It will definitely get backfire to you.
Okay.
So choose your favorite subject and prepare the fundamentals properly. And there are many interview experience shared within the Quora. You can go through it. What might be the questions, but your questions shall be completely different. And be prepared for the worst. Anything can come. Be mentally be prepared for that. I think it is enough.
And what would you say if it becomes a stress interview? As I realize, like you are saying that asking cross questions, so it will be definitely very stressful. So, what would be your advice to remain calm in during that interview?
My advice is to listen to them very clearly, and they might give you some hint, but not necessarily, but they might give you some hint. If you go one step, then they might give the hint to go to the next step. So this time, but you should be
Okay.
very attentive. You should not lose your focus,
Okay.
and your composure. You should not lose your composure. Means you have to you should remember that I am there to qualify the interview. It's a
Okay.
goal for you. So no
Okay.
matter how much obstacles are there,
Okay.
you have to qualify the goal. That's why you are there. So you should remember that. And
Okay.
this is not the means. I think BRC job is like that also.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
to do the
Definitely.
research, carry out the research, and present your paper. So your job will be like that. So it's the beginning. The interview is the beginning phase of that job.
Okay.
So you have to prepare.
So think like that you are a scientist and you are like facing a interview or a job which is given to you, being thinking that you should approach like a scientist. So it's definitely will be helpful for our viewers. And thank you, Anupam, for your time. And we'll be happy if you'll further given us time for more discussions on engineering service interviews and PSU interviews in the further podcast series.
Sure, you are most welcome. I will be there as per your schedule.
Okay, thank you, Anupam. So that's all for today, guys. We'll meet in next interview series.